Pip's Day's Discovery. In a sunny patch of garden lived a bouncy little puppy named Pip. Pip loved chasing butterflies, sniffing dandelions, and digging for buried treasures, mostly socks, thanks to his forgetful human. But there was one thing Pip wasn't so good at: planning his day. One bright morning, Pip woke up with a wiggle and a bark. "Today's going to be the best day ever," he declared to Queenie, the purple caterpillar munching on a rose leaf. Queenie munched thoughtfully. "What are you planning to do, Pip?" Pip tilted his head. "Planning? I don't know. There's so much to do." Just then, Toby the large beetle lumbered by, carrying a ball of dung twice his size. "Hey, Pip, want to play fetch with this juicy dung ball?" Pip's eyes lit up. "Fetch? Of course!" He snatched the dung ball and zoomed around the garden, Queenie clinging to a sunflower petal for dear life. They chased each other for ages, Pip barking with glee. But by the time they stopped, panting, the sun was high in the sky. "That was fun," Pip exclaimed, dropping the dung ball with a splat at Toby's delighted feet. "But I'm hungry." "Me too," sighed Queenie, who hadn't had a single bite of rose leaf yet. Pip's stomach rumbled. He realized with a yelp, "I forgot breakfast. And I promised Mom I'd help plant those tomato seeds." Queenie patted his head with a fuzzy leg. "Maybe planning your day a little would help, Pip?" Pip considered this, tilting his head again. "But planning sounds boring." Toby chuckled, rolling his dung ball. "Not if you plan fun things. Like breakfast before playtime, then planting those delicious-smelling tomatoes." Pip's ears perked up. "Delicious tomatoes?" Queenie nodded. "They turn into juicy treats you can share with everyone." The idea of sharing juicy treats made Pip's tail thump. He ran inside, gobbling up his breakfast, and then excitedly helped his mom plant the tomato seeds. By the afternoon, Pip, Queenie, and Toby were happily watching ladybugs munch on aphids in the tomato patch. Pip felt proud. He'd done everything he wanted to do, all because he planned a little bit. That night, as Pip snuggled into his cozy bed, he thought about the day. Planning wasn't boring at all, he yawned, a contented smile spreading across his face. It made everything more fun. And I even learned to share juicy tomatoes with Queenie and Toby. From that day on, Pip became a planning pro. Well, kind of. He'd still have spontaneous bursts of zoom eyes, but he'd also plan in time for breakfast, playtime, and even helping his mom. And his days became even more fun, filled with happy barks, juicy treats, and the joy of knowing he could fit everything he loved into his exciting puppy life. Little listeners, even though planning might sound grown up, it can make his days even more fun. So next time you have a big day ahead, remember, a little planning goes a long way for a happy adventure. Dear little listeners, if you enjoy our Starry Night bedtime stories, please remember to hit the subscribe button for more. Your support would be greatly appreciated and will enable us to create more videos just for you. Thank you. The Thoughtful Little Almond. Once upon a time, in a bustling town filled with laughter and sunshine, lived a little squirrel named Almond. Almond had a bushy tail the color of burnt caramel and eyes that sparkled like emeralds. She loved spending her days gathering acorns with her family and playing hide-and-seek amongst the branches of the tallest oak trees. One sunny afternoon, Almond's family decided to visit the town square for the annual pet parade. It was a dazzling spectacle, filled with fluffy dogs, purring cats, and even a wise old tortoise with a colorful shell. Almond bounced with excitement, her tiny claws tapping impatiently on the cobblestones. Reaching the square, Almond saw a magnificent fountain in the center. Water cascaded down in tears, sparkling like diamonds in the sunlight. Almond, mesmerized, forgot all about the parade. She darted towards the fountain, giggling as she splashed her tiny paws in the cool water. Suddenly, a big, booming voice startled her. "Hey there, little fella. That fountain ain't for playing in." Almond looked up to see Mr. Gruff, the park caretaker, with a bushy beard and a kind but firm voice. Almond, a little ashamed, mumbled, "But it's so shiny." Mr. Gruff chuckled. "Shiny or not, it's important to respect public places. The fountain is for everyone to enjoy, not just for splashing." He explained how people came to rest by the fountain. Children chased pigeons around it, and sometimes even musicians played songs beside it. Almond understood. Her playful splashing could have disrupted all that. Feeling a little silly, Almond apologized. Mr. Gruff, seeing her remorse, smiled. "Tell you what," he said, "how about we find you another way to cool off?" He took Almond to a shaded corner where a group of children were playing hopscotch. Almond, joining them with newfound energy, hopped and skipped, her laughter echoing through the square. As the parade began, a colorful line of pets marched by, making Almond giggle with delight. She enjoyed the parade even more, knowing she'd learned a valuable lesson. Public places were for everyone to share and respect, and there were always fun ways to enjoy them without causing trouble. From that day on, Almond always remembered Mr. Gruff's words. She played with discipline in public areas, finding joy in respectful ways. With her family by her side, Almond continued to be a happy and adventurous squirrel, leaving a trail of laughter and good manners wherever she went. So, little listeners, are you a thoughtful little angel in a public area? If you are, well done to your kind act. If you're not, it's all right. We can all try to start being thoughtful starting tomorrow. Just like Almond, even the most playful and curious among us can learn the importance of respecting public spaces. Remember, these places are for everyone to enjoy, and being mindful of others makes them even more fun. With a little thoughtfulness, you can be a part of creating a happy and respectful space for everyone. Remember to subscribe and Sleep Tight. Starry Fairy Godmother would like to announce that Starry Night Bedtime Stories is now on Facebook. Now little listeners can follow us on Facebook to tell me about what you think of our video. But don't stop there. Starry Fairy Godmother would like to know what you've learned from the video too. Comment now. Follow us now, little listener. Link is in the description. Respects for all jobs. Deep in sunny glade, where the sun dripped honey onto the lily pads, lived two best friends, Gator, a spunky little alligator with the greenest scales you've ever seen, and Poppy, a friendly hippo with a laugh like a rumbling waterfall. They did everything together, from chomping on juicy water lilies to racing through the mud puddles. One bright morning, as they walked to Sunny Glade Elementary, Poppy started sniffling. His big, round eyes welled up with tears. "What's wrong, Poppy?" Gator asked, concerned. Poppy wiped a tear with his chubby hand. "Some kids at school were laughing at Mr. Hippo," he mumbled. "They said because he cleans the school, his job is dirty and not important." Gator puffed out his tiny chest. "But Mr. Hippo, your dad, is amazing," he declared. "He keeps our school sparkly clean, so it's safe and fun for everyone to learn." Poppy sniffled again. "They just don't understand." An idea popped into Gator's clever head. "Let's show them," he announced. At school, during playtime, Gator gathered all the kids around. "Hey everyone," Gator boomed. Well, as loud as a little alligator can boom. "Do you like playing on the clean slides and swings?" All the kids shouted, "Yes." "Who keeps the school clean so we can play safely?" Gator continued. There were a few confused mumbles. "It's Mr. Hippo." Poppy chimed in, his voice a little stronger now. A light bulb went off in a little bunny's head. "Oh yeah, Mr. Hippo cleans all the spills and keeps the floors shiny." One by one, other kids started to understand. They realized Mr. Hippo's job, although maybe not as glamorous as a doctor or a musician, was incredibly important. Suddenly, the classroom door opened. Mrs. Marigold, the headmistress, a wise old sheep with fluffy white wool, stood there with a kind smile. "What's all the commotion?" she asked. The little bunny hopped forward. "We were talking about Mr. Hippo, Mrs. Marigold. His job is very important." Mrs. Marigold beamed. "Absolutely. Every job in our community is important. Mr. Hippo keeps our school clean, doctors keep us healthy, teachers help us learn, and even firefighters keep us safe from flames. We all work together to make Sunny Glade a happy and healthy place to live." The kids looked down at their paws, feeling a little ashamed. They hadn't realized how important Mr. Hippo's job was. Gator, proud of his friend, nudged Poppy. "See, Poppy? Every job deserves respect." Poppy smiled, tears drying up. "You're right, Gator. And Mr. Hippo is the best janitor ever." From that day on, no one in Sunny Glade ever made fun of Mr. Hippo's job again. They learned that everyone has a role to play, and all jobs deserve honor and respect. And Gator and Poppy, their friendship even stronger, continued to learn and play together, knowing that Sunny Glade was a special place because everyone worked together to make it shine. Little listeners, just like everyone enjoys playing on clean slides and swings at school, every job in our community plays a part in keeping things running smoothly. All jobs deserve respect. Remember, there's no such thing as a dirty job. Every role contributes to a happy and healthy community, just like the different parts of a machine working together. So next time you see someone working hard, be sure to show your appreciation. A simple "thank you" can go a long way. Thank you for listening. Remember to like and subscribe. Dear little listeners, if you enjoy our Starry Night bedtime stories, please remember to hit the subscribe button for more. Your support would be greatly appreciated and will enable us to create more videos just for you. Thank you. Toby loves to be healthy. In a burrow filled with fluffy blankets and cozy carrots, lived a bouncy little rabbit named Toby. Toby had the fastest whiskers in the whole meadow and the biggest smile whenever he saw candy. Yes, candy was Toby's favorite food. Cakes, cookies, and lollipops filled Toby's tummy, but not much else. One sunny afternoon, Toby hopped out to play with his best friend, Bart the bear. Bart, strong and brown, was always up for an adventure. Today, they planned to build the biggest, tallest tower ever from fallen leaves. Ready, Toby? Bart boomed, gathering a massive pile of leaves. Toby, however, felt a little wobbly. Not really, Bart, he mumbled, his tummy grumbling. I feel kinda squishy. Bart frowned. Squishy? But we haven't even started building yet. He poked Toby's soft belly, making Toby giggle weakly. Maybe it's because all you eat is candy, Bart suggested gently. Healthy food gives you energy to jump and play. Toby thought for a moment. Maybe Bart was right. Sometimes after a candy feast, he did feel sluggish. But healthy food? Like broccoli? But healthy food isn't fun, Toby whined. Bart chuckled. Not all healthy food, my friend. Look, let's finish building our tower, and then I'll show you something. Inspired by Bart's enthusiasm, Toby pushed past his wobbly feeling. Together, they built a magnificent tower that reached all the way to the clouds. Even Toby felt a surge of happy tiredness, not the kind of tired that came from too much sugar. After their big build, Bart led Toby back to his burrow. Mrs. Toto, Toby's mom, stood by the entrance, a plate filled with bright red strawberries, juicy green lettuce, and a plump red tomato in her paw. There you are, my little explorer, Mrs. Toto said. I made your favorite. Toby looked at the plate, then at Bart. Maybe healthy food didn't look so bad after all, especially next to those delicious berries. Hesitantly, Toby took a bite of the lettuce. It crunched in his mouth, but it had a cool, refreshing taste. The tomato was juicy and sweet, and the strawberries were like tiny bursts of sunshine. Wow! Toby exclaimed, his eyes wide. This is yummy! Mrs. Toto beamed. See? Healthy food makes your body strong and happy, ready for adventures. From that day on, Toby didn't give up candy entirely. After all, a little treat never hurt, but he made a point to eat his vegetables and fruits too. He learned that healthy food wasn't just good for him, it was delicious and gave him the energy to play all day long. And so, Toby, the once candy-loving rabbit, became a champion of healthy eating. His body felt strong, his smile even brighter, and his adventures with Bart were always the best. Little listener, just like Toby, you might think healthy food isn't as fun as candy. But trust me, your body is like a super cool spaceship. And guess what fuels spaceships? Not candy rockets, but healthy food like fruits, veggies, and whole grains. These yummy treasures give you the energy to zoom around, climb the highest monkey bars, and dream up the craziest adventures with your friends. So, next time you see a plate of colorful fruits or crunchy vegetables, remember Toby and his delicious discovery. You might just surprise yourself with how much you enjoy healthy food and how much stronger and happier it makes you feel for all your exciting adventures to come. Remember to like and subscribe. Sleep tight.